Thanks for staying with us. Let's move over to this very important story. Some motorists have been unable to renew their expired driving license cards despite the extended grace period. There has been a backlog with the outstanding license cards which expired between November 2021 and January 2022. There have also been ongoing calls for Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula to extend the validity of license cards from 5 years to 10 years. Wayne Duvenage, who's the CEO of the organisation Undoing Tax Abuse, ALTA, joins us now. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Duvenage. We do appreciate it. I just want to speak to the fact that there was supposed to be a media briefing today by the Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, and that was cancelled after the alert was sent out that there was going to be a briefing. Very shortly after that, the notice was sent out that the briefing is cancelled. We don't know why, but I think there is a lot of pressure for the Department of Transport to deal with this massive issue because many people still are unable to renew their driver's license. There's a massive backlog, and at the end of the day, the driver gets penalised for not having an up-to-date driver's license, yet the system doesn't allow for you to do this.
Yeah, look, it's been a mess for a long time, long before the COVID pandemic came along, by the way, and it hasn't eased up enough for us to be confident that people are not going to be left in the lurch when it comes to requiring valid driver's licenses. So it is a problem. And, you know, we really do hope and wish that the minister will get on top of this once and for all, or the department at least. But it doesn't seem that they will have cleared the backlog by the 5th of May. We're not sure to what extent there are still outstanding licenses that need renewal. We know that it was about 800,000 a month or so ago. So let's see, maybe they have broken that backlog and brought it right down. But it is still for a couple of weeks till the 5th of May.
Yes, you said something in your first answer that, you hope the minister deals with this once and for all. And I think many South Africans and drivers would say, how much more time does he actually need to deal with this? Because it's something, as you mentioned, that's been an issue before COVID. I remember way before COVID, I could not find a slot nearby, and I had to travel all the way to Springs to renew my driver's license. So it just seems as though there is no solution in sight, or there is a solution, but there's no will to actually get it done.
Yeah, it's a combination of administrative processes, the will, the competence, and a number of things. And then you had the machine that broke down and gave problems as well. But yeah, look, there's mixed messages. There's some efficiency in the testing centers themselves, but it comes down to this online booking system that it's still very difficult for people to get slots. It seems that they are hijacked by middlemen or facilitators who then charge fees. And that's a problem. It shouldn't be that way. So, yeah, it's mixed messages. We really need to get clarity. We were hoping today that the minister would give us the clarity. What is the current number outstanding, and what are they doing to finalize this problem?
I want to ask you what you think the consequences would be should the deadline not be extended come the 5th of May or in the next week or so. Hopefully the minister does brief and gives further clarity, because you have an issue where drivers are still saying, I can't get slots, I don't know what to do, this is a disaster. What would you say would be the consequences should there be no extended deadline, and should there be an extended deadline come the 5th of May?
Well, if there isn't an extension to the deadline and your license has expired, then you have an expired license, and that is subjected to fines of up to 2,000 Rand. But we believe that if individuals are able to show and demonstrate that they have done everything they can to get their slots booked, if they've taken screenshots, they've kept diary notes as to what they've done, we can't see any judge finding them guilty of driving with an invalid driver's license. And so it's important that you keep notes of how you have tried to participate in the scheme. And if the government have made it difficult for you to do so, then it isn't your fault. So let's see what happens. If they do get a traffic fine, a fine for an expired license, and they can prove that they've tried to participate and get their license, then they must elect to be tried in court to go and defend that matter. We'll provide guidelines as to how to do that. and then let's see what happens. But we can't see a judge finding anybody guilty under those circumstances.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe a judge wouldn't find anybody guilty, but the reality is when you do get sometimes stopped and you don't have your license, or your license is expired, the message sometimes doesn't trickle down to law enforcement officers, and it becomes very difficult and complicated, and you find yourself needing to get yourself out of difficult situations. Just lastly, Mr. Duvenage, I want to speak to you about what you think the solution should be moving forward. I know you're calling for licenses to be for 10 years and not 5 years, but is this the only problem with the solution that you could possibly suggest, or should there be something else that the Department of Transport can implement so that we don't have this mess that we're currently sitting with?
Yeah, look, the first thing is we do advise, we've shown them, we've given the research over to the minister and his department that many countries around the world, especially in Asia and in Europe, have a 10-year validity. And we don't see why they haven't gone that route. And in fact, the Minister of Transport, Depur Peters, at the time in 2013, had already agreed to and gazetted to extend the driver's license validity to 10 years. So that would be, and then for some reason they rescinded that or went back on that decision. That would be the easiest way to resolve this problem. But it doesn't help if they don't fix the problem of online bookings. By the way, this problem of deadlines being missed is not so much around the country. It's here. It's mainly in Gauteng and a couple of other places, KZN, we believe. If they get the online booking system right, and there should be no reason why they cannot do that, then this problem goes away. But it remains to be seen whether they're going to be able to fix that. But going to a 10-year validity period fixes it overnight, very quickly.
Definitely, and I think that's one of the solutions that can be done and very quickly, because this is a complete mess and you have drivers that are very unhappy. But thank you so much for your insights. That was Wayne Duvenage from ALTA, and hopefully we'll hear from the Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula. There was supposed to be a briefing today and that was cancelled, so we do hope that we'll get some clarity on this matter. And as you heard Mr. Duvenage saying, that this was even way before COVID-19, so the problem has been there, but can we just find a solution? I think that's what's needed at this stage. Let's